I shouldn't have been there in the first place. I shouldn't have been there in the first place. Why would you put me in there? I was a minor. Why did you put me in there with older men? I was not supposed to have been there. My name is Tebogo. I'm a 32-year-old transgender woman, and I'm based in Rustenburg in the Northwest Province. Having grew up in Rustenburg was a bit of a challenge since, well, I actually grew up in the township. I got to experience a lot of negativity with regards to my sexuality, having identifying as a trans woman. I got to receive some criticism with regards to my sexual identity, being bashed about my sexual identity, and it was, well, not very conducive of an environment to have been growing up in, and a lot of socioeconomic disadvantages as well, because there were not too many opportunities growing up as a transgender woman or gay or queer. So it really was not easy. At the time that I was incarcerated, I was turning 13, which was in 2006. And given the crime that was supposedly linked to me, I was actually beat up by a police officer. He told me to kneel down when I got in there and told me to put up my shirt. Then he took a shoe and he beat me on my back. I think that was one way of him trying to get me to confess to whatever it was. I kept on saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know what it's about, and I don't know anything. I got put in the holding cells. I didn't see any charge papers drawn. I didn't see, but I was just thrown there, and I was thrown with people who are actually older than me. The people who did what they did to me, which was rape me. With regards to the police, nothing was done with it because personally I did not report it. I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone because of it felt humiliating. I felt humiliated. I felt degraded. I felt that, like, I felt just so small of a person. I just thought, I'm not going to do this. At that time, I think I was still young. I didn't understand what this was. It didn't make sense to me, really. It didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand what it was. And since, well, I was a queer child, I thought maybe that was what was supposed to happen to gay children, queer people, A few years later, that's when I had the courage to actually say, you know what, I'm not going to live like this, because clearly I've been having flashbacks on that, and it has been a traumatic experience. I could not even any longer, be as much social as I was. And I think it had put me into this smaller box that I just suffocated in. And I was not so much of that social being that I was before, I was not that butterfly that could just spread their wings. And, so yeah, I just became more antisocial. I just closed myself in this shell that I don't want anyone to break. And yeah, well, that's how it happened. And to this day, I think I haven't been the same since all these years, and it just seems like yesterday. And the results of me being violated, sexually violated, I got to contract HIV. I definitely feel that even the justice system did not do me well, or the police services that I was incarcerated in, because I was a minor. Even the social worker self. Why didn't someone take me to the doctor the very same night I got home? Why didn't they take me to a doctor the second day I got home? Having to live with HIV to this day just gives me, it's a bit hard for me to say how it makes me feel, because I do have some sort of mixed emotions when it comes to this, because I believe sometimes I get to see that I'm in a healing process and I'm getting whole because of some special services that I might be receiving from psychologists, from social workers, but it's not clear how I feel day to day really. Sometimes I might feel this way and the next day I might feel a certain way. So it's really a fluctuation of emotions from day to day. Yeah. Well, life after incarceration hasn't been really smooth sailing. It wasn't easy actually for me trying to integrate back into society because I was judged so much, and I had to constantly having to justify myself on what had happened, how did it happen, why did it happen, and it really hasn't been the same. It really hasn't been the same in a sense that I didn't feel like the same person I was before. I was just, I don't know, I felt like there were some modifications and I was this stranger to myself. I wasn't that, I'm still today, I'm still trying to find myself. Really, it's 2025, that happened in 2006 and I'm still trying to, adjust and still trying to find myself. But I think steadily, I'm well on my way to hope and healing, love and light. Reach me here. Yeah.